Hey Capricorn, how you doing? Welcome to the Love Evolution. This is Stella, and I'm going to be doing your reading for the month of June 2018. I'm sorry about the glare here from the sun. It will get less and less as the video goes on. It's just that time of day. But I really love to do these readings outside, and I thought it was very appropriate for you guys, Earthy Capricorn. So I just want to start by welcoming you to my channel and just saying how honored and excited I am to start this journey with you guys. I've been called to do these readings for quite a while, and I'm just now able to do them, and I'm really excited to start this journey with you. I'll be doing them every month, so you can check out your sun, moon, rising. A little bit about my readings. All of my readings are channeled through the intent of your highest good. Okay, so what's going to be in your highest good to know for the month of June 2018? It's going to show what's influencing you, what's on your mind, any challenges you're facing this month, and the possible solutions. And again, it's just channeled through what you need to know to make the choices that most align with your highest good, okay? And by highest good, I mean your path, your calling, okay? What gives you the most joy, your natural skills and talents, those all point to your path, your calling, your destiny, okay? And it's going to be different for everybody, but these readings are designed to give a different message to each person, and the messages that you receive are for your highest good. So if you know a little bit about the tarot, I'm going to be doing an adapted Celtic cross spread. For the main part of the reading, I'm using the Morgan Greer Tarot here. For your solution, for your challenge and solution, I'm going to be using the Chrysalis Tarot here. I love using it for the challenge because it's very focused on self-transformation, and that's really what we want to narrow in on when we're looking at what obstacles we may be facing. And again, it's going to be different for everybody, but depending on the card that comes up, it really gives us insight into the archetypes of the mind, right? Because we all handle challenges differently. But it's going to highlight the energies that would be most beneficial for us to focus on and make some changes in regards to. If we need clarity, I will pull from my little pocket Rider-Waite here. And then at the very end, I'm going to be pulling an Archangel guidance card for you, for your overall guidance, and then also a power animal for the month of June. Okay? And these cards are really great because the animal spirits, there's no deception with them, right? So by watching their energy and how they live in the world, it gives us really good insight into what energies we need to adopt in order to get our best outcome, okay? So without further ado, let's get started here. Give me a second to tune into your energy, Capricorn, for the month of June 2018. And before I started your reading, during my meditation, I was focusing on your guys' energy, and I got the image of a man tilling or harrowing rows, okay? Rows in which to plant his seeds. So I see you guys really planting the seeds this month that are going to blossom for you later on in the year. That's no surprise, right? For you guys, you're always thinking about your next move and what tasks you need to focus on. But I think this month, is going to be not only sort of pivotal for the rest of your year, but I also get the phrase to, what am I trying to say? To enjoy the fruits of your labor, okay? To not break your back planting those seeds. Gosh, a lot of really good cards popping out here. So Capricorn, what does Capricorn need to know? What are the energies surrounding Capricorn for this month of June 2018? Capricorn, June 2018. We'll pull that one in a second. Okay, your recent past, your present, your future. I'm going to flip this one over here. What's above you? Okay, so what's on your mind consciously? What's below you? What is on your mind that you may not be aware of subconsciously, okay? I'm going to pull an internal and an external, and then as we continue, if you need to pull overall guidance or your hopes and fears, then we will do that, okay? Got that one in reverse. And then let's pull your challenge and solution. What is challenging Capricorn for the month of June 2018? What is the challenge that Capricorn faces for the month of June 2018? What is challenging Capricorn? That's it. Challenge and solution, okay? All right. Coming into June, we have the King of Swords in reverse. Okay, in your present, we have the Eight of Swords reversed, and in your future, we have the Chariot. Lots of Chariot energy for everybody this month. Below, on your subconscious, we have the Knight of Swords, and I am going to pull an overall guidance card because we had so many fly out of the deck. It's showing me a progression that has to do with, it's all cups. So it has to do with a relationship with somebody else in your life right now. And it's showing me as the month goes on, gosh, a progression from missed opportunity or an argument with somebody you have a commitment with. That argument or missed opportunity, the moon leads to happiness, okay? Which again, after happiness, we have the Six of Cups reversed, which is like the card of weddings, celebrations, communion, and then we're left with the Four of Cups, which is all about balance and the opportunity to take a cup which takes the form of unexpected happiness, okay? Overall, give me an overall. Okay, so yeah, hard work, okay? Working on an ideal that you serve. In this image, this man is working on a church, okay? And what does a church represent? It represents a higher value. It represents a house with a ideal that it serves, okay? And this man has been commissioned to work. The pentacles represent the physical, material things in your life, okay? So the earth element. And the 3 is a number of completion, okay? So the 3 represents the first reward, the first tangible reward from the work that you're doing, the first visible result, okay, from the work that you've been doing. And that kind of goes back to harrowing the rose. In the image, the man was preparing the rose. He wasn't actually planting yet. He was preparing the rose. Okay, so coming into this month, you're working towards an ideal, okay? And this month is going to see the first tangible results from that work, okay? Internal, external. So these were all that flew out as I was shuffling for the overall. So the Hermit reversed, going inside to bring out some enlightenment. The Star reversed, okay, so your dreams, your hopes, your dreams, your greatest desire for yourself upside down, okay? So not believing that you can achieve the dream you have for yourself. And we have the Moon, which is emotions, okay? Which is emotional realization, and a major arcana, a realization that sticks with you, a realization, an emotional catharsis, realization that stays with you, okay? That you learn a lesson from, that stays with you for the rest of your life, okay? And then we've got the Two of Coins here, a choice, this way or that way, okay? This way or that way. So overall, in regards to this work, you're not going inside to pull out the inspiration. This is a progression here. You're not going inside to pull out the inspiration for this work, this higher ideal that you're working for, okay? Maybe you haven't had time, maybe you've been too busy. It goes back to the image I received in the beginning, and enjoying the fruits of your labor, not just, engaging in every stage of bringing a project to fruition. And part of that is first considering your options, right? Then taking the first steps. So considering your options would be this too, okay? Then taking the first steps, doing the work, and seeing the first outcome from it, okay? And then we get to the Four of Coins, which is a card of basking in what we've accomplished so far, okay? It's a progression. So don't skip over those steps by just trying to dig in and work, okay? You're being called. The major arcanas, when they're in reverse, they are not reversed. It's us that's reversed, okay? So you're being called to go inside, okay? Look at, and he's got the Star, your ultimate dream. And what is he doing? The Star is within his lamp, and what does a lamp do but guide your way, right? So you're being called to look over, to review your dream for yourself, your highest goal, okay? And you're not heeding it. You're upside down. You're not listening to it. Or you're frustrated, with having to take, because this takes time. He's the Hermit. He's in solitude, okay? You have to take the time to be by yourself, to glean the realization that allows you to follow the path that leads to your star, okay? So because you're not heeding that, your dream is upside down, okay? It's not quite within view yet. But on the heels of that, I think this is obviously a frustrating place to be, right? On the heels of that comes an emotional realization, okay, that you need to reconsider your options and make a choice, okay? He's juggling two coins, two projects, two ways that he can go. And then you see the ship sailing off, traveling, okay? So the what's gonna allow you to get to your higher goal this month is taking the time, okay, to look inside with the Hermit and come to that emotional realization, okay? Find that balance, and in light of that realization, make a choice. And remember, these are all three major arcanas and a choice, Okay, so these are all, like I said, about this month being pivotal. These are all choices. You have a choice about how you're going to move forward, Capricorn. And I just want to say before we get into the meat of the reading here, if you were born between, I want to say like 1984 and 1992, your ruling sign, Capricorn, your ruling planet is Saturn. Saturn is the taskmaster. Saturn is responsibility, the father archetype, okay? And Saturn, for those of us born in that generation, Saturn, we are in the middle of our Saturn return right now. Saturn return is the time when life really kicks us in the butt and gives us, Saturn comes in to say, like the father, you're not, if you are not living your true purpose, your true destiny, then things need to fall away, things need to change. And Saturn is going to make you take the time out of life to understand and have the realizations and catharsis you need in order to start living your true path, okay? Saturn went into Capricorn, which is going to affect you anyways, okay, obviously. But if you are, so regardless of whether you were born in that generation, you're feeling that energy, okay? Saturn, even more strong than normal, is putting the pressure on you to make the choices that align with your highest good. And if you're living a life, or if you're getting towards that, if you're contemplating it and you're taking the first steps, action steps to get there, then Saturn will be a little more gentle. But if you're way off track, then Saturn's got to really shake things up to get you to start living the life that you're meant to live, okay? And start taking responsibility, which is not something you guys have a problem with. But in your case, sometimes you're so, because you're so earthy and you're so focused on tasks, you want everything to be right. Saturn is your ruler, okay? So that father aspect, that responsibility is in your nature naturally, okay? And so sometimes counterintuitively that can get in the way, because if you're working so hard and you never take a second to look at where you're going or plan at where you really want to go, okay, then you don't get the realizations that you need to make that choice. You just kind of work through that whole opportunity and you don't actually take each step by step, okay? If you are part of that generation and you're a Capricorn, whether sun, moon, or rising, this is like the influence, Saturn's influence on you is so strong, okay? So I think, I want to say in September of last year, Saturn came into Capricorn. And right now we're in a short retrograde period, and then I want to say September of this year he's going to go back forward. So what that means is back in September of last year, we all got a kick in the butt to start living our purpose. Now, if we took steps towards that goal, then this retrograde period is a time of a short break in between, okay? A short break that allows us to review what we've done so far and plan for the next stage. If we did not take any steps forward, this time period is going to be filled with strife, okay? And the pressure is going to continue to mount until we make the decision to stop living by the ego and let the star, let our soul, let what we're meant to do into our lives, okay? And if we don't ever take a break, if we don't ever rest and take a break to look inside and examine what our dreams may be, what our goals may be, what do we really want for ourselves, what are our natural skills and talents, what are we really good at, and how could we combine those to create a way to live and work in the world. How can we do that? Okay, that's the question that Saturn asks of us. So, in light of that and all of these major arcanas, coming into June, the King of Swords is, he's a king, okay? He's a masculine forward energy. And the swords are communication, ideas, and thoughts, okay? They're the air element. And he's in reverse. So, and he's looking right at this 8 of Swords energy, which is where you are now, okay? So you see this woman, all these swords represent either words of criticism, okay, or thoughts, her own beliefs, okay, or a communication that other people have said to her. They're almost caging her in, right? She's bound and she's blindfolded. She can do nothing to free herself from the situation. She's hopeless. She has to rely on somebody else to come in to remove her binds and her blindfold, and then she can walk out, okay? There is a little path. She's not completely surrounded, but she cannot see and she cannot help herself. She's bound. It's in the reverse. So you're ready to unbind yourself, okay? You want to, but I don't think you know quite how. And this King of Swords, this upside down king in your past, this is negative thoughts and beliefs, or not believing in yourself, not following an idea you have, perhaps because you're too busy moving forward, okay? And you kind of foresaw this coming, but you weren't able to stop it because this is where you are now, okay? So, there's hope, okay, because the reverse of that, the reverse of being caged, is wanting to be free, right? And wanting to move forward. 2 of Cups. Yeah, so this King of Swords, I think this is somebody else who, who's making you feel this way, or who has said something to you, somebody you had a relationship with who said something to you that's got you feeling like this, okay? Because he is looking at it. And so whoever this other person is, it could be a Leo, or a Scorpio, Pisces, or a Cancer. I think you kind of saw it coming, Capricorn, and now you're kind of kicking yourself in the butt. Because again, we have the Knight of Swords in reverse below. So subconsciously, you know, being unable to speak your truth, being unable to serve the idea that that you have, okay? Because knights, what do knights do? They serve and they protect. So being unable to protect. And the king in your past is just coming into this month not expressing yourself, okay? And I think there's somebody in your environment coming into June that has made you feel that way. Let me get one clarity on the 8 of Swords. Why are we the 8 of Swords reversed? This one. Knight of Cups. Upright. Yeah, so there's I want to say a Cancer, Scorpio, or a Pisces that is in your life right now that's kind of making you feel this way. Okay? And you are an earth sign, so what does water do to earth? It floods it, right? There can be a beautiful synergy between earth and water. However, if the water overpowers, or if the water is in reverse, then it floods the earth, okay? Above, we have the 10 of Cups, which is like ultimate happiness, okay? I really think this is a relationship reading, Capricorn. I think there's something going on with somebody in your life. So this is like communion and the ultimate happiness that comes with that, but it's in reverse. This is what's on your mind. So you're feeling, you know, not able to express yourself. You're feeling bound. You're ready to move forward. But you're this missed opportunity, okay? And this comes back to the 4 cards that flew out in the very beginning. We have the 2 of Cups, which is communion, okay, the same as this card here. These are the two that popped out. And it's reversed, okay? So this is missed opportunity or love you had with somebody that poured out, that ended, okay? Then we have the Nine of Cups, okay, which is happiness, counterintuitively, okay, but maybe you realize this is the right thing to do, okay? It's like smugness, you know, so I think this missed opportunity, you know it's what was best for you, but then here they come back again, okay, offering you all these cups, but you know it's hollow, you know it's empty, you know that they're not, you know it's not going to work with this person, especially if they're a water sign, okay? You know that it's a hollow promise, and that leads you to, here again, this person offering you a cup. But do you see these 3 full cups here? Okay, this person has 3 full cups. Cups are emotion. He has 3 wonderful cups. He's satisfied, okay? And then here comes here comes fate offering you this other cup. And you're looking at it, right? But you already have these 3 cups here. You don't need to take that cup. So it's being kind of in limbo about whether do you take that cup or do you not. You already know, you already gained some happiness by this dissolution of this relationship or the thought of it, okay, Capricorn? Excuse me. But they just keep coming back around, and you're thinking of this opportunity, you know, for marriage or for union even, that's upside down. That's what's on your mind, okay? And it's got you feeling ready to move on, but still somewhat chained, okay? Still somewhat, and without even pulling a card for how to turn the situation around, we have the Chariot in the future. So this is forward motion, okay? This is balancing, you know, the good and the bad, and deciding to move forward with it, Capricorn, okay? So your challenge is the 8 of Stones, and it's reversed. So that would be the 8 of Pentacles, taking a rest, reversed. Resting, reversed. And the 9 of Mirrors reversed is your solution. I'm going to pull some guidance on the 8 of Stones. Give me some guidance for the 8 of Stones reversed. Give me some guidance for the challenge for Capricorn this month. The challenge. There it is. Your challenge, Capricorn, is the Emperor. What does an Emperor do? He stands firm in his decision, okay? So, okay. Do you see the structure here? In the traditional tarot, the 8 of coins is the suit that corresponds with stones in this deck, okay? Stones and coins are all about the earth element, the physical, what's tangible, what's real. And it's a card of all of this work that you've done, and the moment where you're able to take a break and look back and survey, okay, and appreciate. You're tired, you're beat, but you're able to look with satisfaction at what you've completed so far, okay? And it's in the reverse. So what does that mean? Everything you've built with this other person, letting go of it, okay? And do you see how this structure is not complete, okay? So you built something with this other person, okay? And you were working towards a higher ideal, but it didn't work out, and it's not meant to be. Your solution, okay, and what does an Emperor do? He makes decisions and he stands firm. He is the ultimate authority, okay? He is the father. He is Saturn. okay? He is your own inner knowing, the taskmaster. Although it's hard to walk away from what you've built with this person, okay, you know that it's the next step towards your happiness, okay? You know that it's the next step towards your happiness. I'm going to pull one more advice for your solution. But I could tell you right now, the 9 of mirrors, the mirrors are the cups. Yeah, it's the same card as this happiness here, but it's in reverse. So I can tell you the 9 of mirrors is about not drowning in that emotion, okay? Not drowning in the feeling of having to walk away and the sadness that may come up from having to walk away, Capricorn, and just focusing on the future. Do you see the butterfly in that image? Do you see the butterfly there? Okay, and these, what are these? Sunflowers? Okay, what is the sun? Your ego, yourself, okay? And what is the butterfly? It's transformation. So instead of focusing on all these raindrops that are falling down, this emotion, okay, focus on yourself and moving forward. And it's, yeah, focus on yourself and moving forward. You're going to be moving forward anyways. The wheel is going to keep on turning anyways. You don't have to do anything about that. And we have the Ace of Cups, which is like ultimate happiness, okay? Focus on your own happiness. Focus on what you have in your life, okay? Do you see the hand of God here offering the cup that's pouring down? Okay, this is lasting joy. Whereas the 10 of Cups is joy after a progression, the Ace of Cups is divine, something that is meant to be, okay? And the joy that comes from that, Capricorn. And it comes back to the Hermit, taking some time. There's nothing you need to do. This is kind of just showing me the scenario that's playing out, and I really feel like it has to do with a relationship with a water sign. And you know, you're thinking about this, the missed opportunity, and the spilled cups is on your mind. And even though you're feeling bound right now, very, very soon you're going to be moving forward. This is a major arcana. It's unavoidable, okay? So you're going to be moving forward. About these 3 arcanas that popped out, death in reverse, a new beginning, okay? A new beginning. New beginning. Okay. Overall guidance. One more overall guidance for Cap. This one. The Empress, okay? Trusting your intuition. The Emperor and the Empress. Trusting your intuition moving forward, okay? I'm going to pull 1 for your hopes and 1 for your fears. Hopes, Capricorn's hopes and hopes. What is Capricorn hoping for in the month of June? The Fool. New beginning, but in reverse. I hope you're not hoping for a reconciliation and fear. Walking away. Jeez, Capricorn in reverse. You're afraid of a new beginning. You're hoping. This is the card of new beginnings. This is the card of walking away. Okay, do you see all those cups? Because he's walking away from this spilled opportunity here. Okay, he's having to leave them all behind. And it's in reverse. So what's the opposite of walking away? A new beginning. Okay, starting something new. This is what you're afraid of. The Fool card is a major arcana about new beginnings. In reverse, it means you're not hoping for a new beginning, okay? Almost like you're hoping to reconcile with this person. Your advice was the Empress. which is to listen to your own intuition, okay? Listen to your own intuition. Let me pull a clarity on this Knight of Cups. Who is this Knight of Cups? Who is this Knight of Cups for Capricorn? Who is this Knight of Cups for Capricorn? Page of Swords reversed, okay? And the Knight of Swords. So a lot of swords, yeah. So this is somebody, this Knight of Cups is somebody who doesn't believe in your ideas, okay? And is not going to stand up for you, Capricorn. You know the scenario. You're going to move forward one way or another, okay? But you need to take the time to go inside. Look at what you really want. Yes, we all want happiness and union, okay? But if the cups, if they poured out and this person, this Page of Swords reversed, you don't want a reversed sword coming at you, right? A messenger reversed, somebody who gossips, somebody who doesn't support your ideas, somebody who may cut you with their words, okay? That's who this Knight of Cups is, which is what's got you feeling like this. So, I know this goes back to the image in the beginning of you harrowing the rose. I know you've done the work. I know you've put the work in to build something with this person, okay? I know that you have worked long and hard, and you are not one to give up on an ideal. However, this person is not right for you, okay? I know it's no good to walk away. I know it's hard to walk away, and you guys are not quitters, okay? But don't be afraid of a new beginning. Do not be afraid of a new beginning, because you already had this with this person, and it's upside down. These all flew out. It was upside down. If this is not you, then it's them. Do you see that little smile? If it's not you, okay, that once this relationship fell apart, you found some peace, okay, and you felt like you could finally see how now that this relationship is gone, okay, happiness is around the corner. If that's not you and that's not how you're feeling, then this is the other person, okay? It fell apart. Do you see that smug little smile? Okay, and all these cups they're offering, like, I know you'll take these cups, Capricorn. How can you resist that smug little smile, okay? Even though I gossip, even though I might cut you with my words, even though I cannot support you and help you prepare for life, what does a page do? They prepare the way. They do all the work for the knights who then go into battle, okay? In reverse, this person's not willing to do that work, okay? And I know you're thinking about the missed opportunity, and they might even be coming back and offering you these cups, and it might look kind of good, right? But, oh, and then we had this one that popped out, which is the Five of Swords reversed. So the Five of Swords is a hollow victory. So in the reverse, what's the opposite of that? A victory that took its toll on you, okay? It's a dark card. However, it was worthwhile, okay? A battle that was worthwhile. Your internal influence is the Eight of Coins reversed. Hard work, your ability to work, reversed. You can't focus because of this. And your outside influence is the Eight of Rods, okay? Which is somebody's throwing, it's throwing ideals at you, okay? It's throwing, these are the fire element, okay? So it's using your ideals against you almost and hurling them at you. So it goes back to these three major arcana, Capricorn. And I know you've done the work and you don't want to walk away, okay? But that work that you've done, that harrowing of those fields, it will still bring you forward, and you will still have a realization, okay? So you really need to take some time to look at, what do you want to do with your life? Is your purpose, does it depend on this other person? Okay? No, it doesn't. It depends on you. You're the only one that can live your destiny. And if somebody is meant to be part of your destiny, then they will join with you on your path, okay? But you cannot build your life around the desire to connect with somebody else or have somebody else in your life. That's not your purpose, okay? That's a tough lesson, and you've got a choice. I'm going to pull one more, like an overall guidance. What is the guidance for Capricorn? What do they need to know to help them with this decision this month? Take what you can and leave, okay? Take what you can, take what you can and leave. It's going to be different for everybody, okay? You're not going to be able to take all of it, but take what you can and leave, okay? And we also got the Death reversed, which is a new beginning, okay? You're moving forward no matter what. I promise you, Capricorn, if this person is meant to be in your life, they will come back at some point, but I don't think they're doing you any good. I don't think they're doing you any good. And as Saturn, the taskmaster, like I was saying before, will not let us keep something in our life that is not for our highest good, okay? And that's, the Saturn is in Capricorn right now, okay? He's making those decisions. He's making those judgments. He's making those calls, like the Emperor. So what do you need to do to move forward? You need, or to feel better about this, you need to listen to your intuition, okay? Make a solid choice. Take what you can and leave, okay? Move forward. This is where you're going in the future anyways, okay? So it's a positive outcome. You're moving forward. Only you can say where you're going. Gifts from God. Archangel Sandalphon. We angels bring you gifts from your Creator. Open your arms to receive, Capricorn. Okay? If you hold on, if you try to hold on to all these spilled cups, okay, then you have no room to receive what God is trying to give to you. Spirit, God, whatever you want to call it, okay? But there are gifts that lie in your future, okay? Once you drive that chariot forward, okay? And you won't know until you move forward. So, gosh, put yourself first this month, Capricorn. It's going to be a tough lesson, but I could tell you, this was a hard lesson for me. You know, sometimes, even though we love somebody, and even though things seem good with them, they're not what we need. They're not going to the same destination we are on our path. So, no matter how much you think you love somebody, or you may want to hold on to it, if it's not part of your destiny, then you have to make a choice and let go. Like I said, Saturn's not going to let you live a false life, okay? And that is the emotional realization. When you learn this lesson, if you're able to walk away, I promise you, insight will come, Capricorn. And that's this lesson, which is emotional in nature and very emotionally charged, right? This lesson will stick with you forever. And this lesson in itself is part of your destiny. And then I have goosebumps because your animal totem for this month is elephant, okay? Resolve. Resolve to move forward. You will overcome any obstacles. Can you believe that? So, it's up to you, Capricorn, but this month, this realization, you're being offered a chance, an opportunity to make a realization that once you do, you're never going to encounter this problem again, okay? And it's not an easy lesson to learn, that even though you love somebody, they may not be the right thing for you. But ultimately, you have a bigger purpose, and you not only deserve to live your happiness, okay, but the world needs you to live your destiny as well, okay? You have unique gifts that if you stay in a place that is comfortable but not somebody who does not support your highest good, then you're not able to serve your destiny, okay? So, you will overcome any obstacles, okay? Just move forward. So, beautiful reading, Capricorn. You can check me out on Instagram. I will link it down below, and I'm offering this for all of the signs. If you would like some more insight into this situation or this person and your possible outcomes, when I'm doing a general reading like this, I'm not able to pull specific outcomes because there's so many of you, and it's going to be different for all of you. But I'm offering for all the signs this month a free reading for June, just as part of my launch, because I'm launching these videos. I'll be my site will be up in July, and at that point my readings will be offered there for sale. But just as part of the launch, I feel like I want to offer you guys this gift. I want to connect with as many of you as I can, and I just felt called to offer it to you, and it's also going to help me get some feedback. So again, I'm so honored to start this journey with you. If you would like a private reading, send me an email. I'll link it down below, and I will send you a list of my offerings, and you can choose from there, and we can either go into a little further depth into this reading, or we can do another reading for you. So be happy to offer that to you, and you're going to be fine, Capricorn, okay? Just move forward. You've got gifts coming, okay? And you will overcome these obstacles. So I look forward to seeing you in July.